cause that's my favorite freak. I be diving in the shit and make the pussy leak. Trap nights at the crib, I'm a nigga Reek.
Welcome to another day in the trap, man. You're not locked in with your boy Reek, and we literally reporting live from the trenches, man.
Yeah.
You feel me? I got a very special guest in the building with me today, dog.
Yeah.
He's not only just special, the man is super talented, super smart. You feel me? Super God-fearing. Straight out of LA, California.
Definitely.
You feel me? I got my boy Justin.
Oh yeah, man.
You feel me?
Yeah, man.
What's going on with you, my boy? What's going on? Tell me what's up.
Feeling great, bro. Feeling blessed. You know, shout out Trap Nights down here. Came down to the trenches, man. This is where it happens at. This is where it's at.
Yeah,
know?
man. I trust me. I know, bro. I done been in. I done been working out in here, bro. I already know.
For real.
You feel me? And it be hot right now. It ain't hot. You feel me? You
Exactly.
feel me?
Exactly.
So tell me, bro. Like, just tell me. Just start off. Like, why Tuskegee? Why Tuskegee all the way from LA?
All right. So the honest truth about that is kind of like two stories. So I know in middle school, like I think I kind of talked about like Tuskegee, but I didn't. You know, I just wanted to go to an HBCU.
Yeah.
Right. But like it wasn't really heavily on my mind.
Mhm.
So I'm getting through college. I mean, getting through high school.
Mhm.
You know, and that's when I kind of started like, you know, out in LA it's cracking. So you got homies, you feel me? You got like, you know, it's all type of stuff going on.
Mhm.
So, you know, me and my brothers, you know, Nico, Marv, you know, we take it churches. So we was just trying to get some money. We was outside, you know, meeting different people. And we was out here trying to get money. And so because of that, unfortunately, you know, my mom would be very stressed out.
Mhm.
So, you know, when it was that time, she was like, look, it's time to go.
Yeah.
So, what's crazy, it was really God because the president at the time, she came down to USC.
Mhm.
She came down to USC and they interviewed me. And, you know, with the interview, it was, I think, you know, it went so well that they just accepted me on the spot.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so like I thought that was special. I always say like, yeah, she you know, she came down to the hood.
Yeah.
USC is smack like in the middle. It's like it's like in the middle of the hood. So
Okay.
she came down there and you know, I just be joking with her, but I'm forever thankful about that. So yeah.
So you from? I know you was telling me. You know, me and you getting to know each other. You know, you was telling me you from what? Slauson Boulevard.
No. So Slauson, that's about 5 minutes away. So I'm
Okay.
from the Mer Park.
Okay.
So the Crenshaw district, but yeah, I'm from the Mer Park, born and raised. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So how did your environment pretty much shape you for this moment? Really?
Man, honestly, it was everything. Like, see, my mom, my dad, you know, I come from a loving family, you know. So, you know, that was one thing, but also, you know, my mom, she was very like tough.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like, you know, my mom, she played a huge role in like my upbringing, you know.
Okay.
So she was very tough, you know. So my early experience, she used to take me to the barbershop on King, which is like, you know, you see all type of stuff, you know, at a young age up there. Everything, you know, as I got older, I started making my own connections, making my own kind of, you know, name.
Yeah.
And honestly, it just taught me a lot. Like it taught me what love could be shown at. But it also showed you you can't be soft.
Yeah.
You know, you got to definitely be mentally strong, physically strong. And I, you know, I learned a lot about that through Said. He's my first trainer, really like a father figure. You know, he's just showed us what it looks like to just get things done, you know, the right way. And so once I established that, like I wasn't trying to, you know, I wasn't really into like hanging out as much anymore, like because I know what I want to do, you know. So yeah.
So I ain't gonna lie, we gotta shout out mom because, you know, if it wasn't for moms, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you probably like a little bit more like me because I feel like if I didn't have my mom, I would have felt like I don't know where I'd be. I don't know which direction I would have took. I don't know which decisions I would have took. So shout out to mom, and it's not hard raising a black man in those tough environments. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm from Miami, so you feel what I'm saying? Like our neighborhoods is totally different from each other. Like y'all have a real long history of, you know, gangs. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how were you able to get through that? Because I know that was like something growing up in LA. You see what I'm saying? So how was like coming up through that time? Like, how did that shape you as well?
Well, honestly, it's like gangs is definitely, you know, like that's our culture.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
So like in LA, it's kind of like, you know, like if you hanging out with like a certain group of people, something like that, like y'all bound to kind of, you feel me? You bound to have like friends that gang bang, you
yeah,
know, stuff like that. And you know, I was, you know, a lot of them I started off like playing football with, you know, and was young, I played at Crenshaw.
yeah,
And you know, as we know, we got older, like life took us all on you know, kind of different paths. So you know, they just start gangbanging.
yeah,
And you know, they the homies though, so we hanging out, stuff like that. But you know, of course we had our altercations with like, you know, different gangs and stuff. But honestly, it just teach you how to kind of stand up and just be a man. Like you can't really be afraid, you know, like even if it's somebody you know, it's so look, I got this from Nipsey. So I was watching an interview. It's like the gangbanging stuff is really like basically he kind of took us on like a hit.
yeah,
So say me and you riding, right?
yeah,
Right. We sliding and you know, we looking to go hurt somebody, right? So boom. You see a dude walking, right? He suit and tie, walking right. We're gonna look at him, we're gonna give him a pass, right? Okay. Then you take the next dude, you see him, he running, he got the football in his hand, you know, stuff like that. We're gonna look at him, give him a pass. And then you're gonna notice somebody that's standing like you, that got that same posture, the same demeanor, the same look, and that's the person that you're looking for. So in a way, it's almost like suicide.
yeah,
Like, you know, like
yeah,
so that was really deep to me because it's like it really is like to the last image that you see before you about to go hurt somebody, you're looking for somebody that look like you,
yeah,
ultimately. And so I think being out here, it kind of allowed me to get a perspective of outside looking in as well. And so like I understand that, but you know, when I come back home, I'm able to like talk to all the homies about things like this out here. And
yeah,
always, you know, they're always welcome to come down here and stuff like that.
yeah.
So it's a big thing, you know, because we could all come together, basically, and learn all the tools that we learn to build something great. You know.
And I know you brought up Nipsey, and I just want to take a minute and just say rest in peace, Nipsey. And I know that was a big significant loss for LA. So like my first time like interviewing a Cali native, how bad losing Nipsey, like how was it like? Because I know he was like a valuable member to the community. You know, he was looking to change things, like looking to make a real big change to bring back unity, to start like, you know, like different things for the kids, different things for the adults, you know, like giving people opportunity. So how significant was that loss to LA?
It was, you know, very, you know, rest in peace, Nipsey. It was, you know, it was very significant. Like, so what happened was, see, we grew up listening to Nipsey, so grew up on him, and you know, just being like so close to like his shop. See, like before he passed away, like when I was growing up, people like at the shop, like people didn't just walk over there, like, you know, like right now people kind of could, you know, but before all that, even though like, you know, it's supposed to, you know, this Nipsey shop, so respect, but like, you know, everybody you good, just you just most definitely have to walk over there respectfully, you know, and humbly. Same kind of, you know, same now, but like back then it was like it was looked at a little bit different. But so I was actually out here when Nipsey got killed, and so that was just I just couldn't believe that. You know, ultimately, like you know, I'm getting calls everywhere, like homies is out, like they, you know, they up at his spot, you know, where it happened. You feel me? And man, I just remember just being like, you know, seriously like hurt, you know, because of the impact, all his lessons, you know, like it's like he's the perfect example of like, you know, of a man,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And so I was tough. Like that was definitely a tough one. I was at man, no, that was definitely a tough one. But honestly, like I think he sparked a great deal of entrepreneurship, and in a way, like he made, I guess, authenticity something so valuable. Like it was always valuable, but like now it's like I think, you know, I think a lot of people like are starting to like believe in themselves.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, off of him,
yeah,
he's, you know, so he sparked like entrepreneurship and authenticity. You know,
yeah.
so
Yeah, something else about Nipsey. I think It was the lessons. It was like always the interviews for me, like just going back and watching those lessons, like getting a kick out of like a situation that I was in, you know, and I would turn to like Nipsey and just watch his interviews and just try to get some type of message out of that lesson, depending on what I'm going through. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, being from Miami, we did not listen to Nipsey. We probably listened to like a small percentage of Nipsey, but you know, I mostly became a fan not off the music, but more so off the person, the type of person that he was. He's the person, like he was the type of person that like you just said, he allowed others to believe in themselves, allowed them to be authentic, allowed them to have that entrepreneur and entrepreneurship mindset, you know. So a lot of those lessons and stuff stuck with me. And Nipsey, one thing y'all didn't know, Nipsey always came, when he came to Miami, he always tapped in with the locals. He always tapped in with the real niggas. You feel what I'm saying? So, man, rest in peace. You feel what I'm saying? So, moving on, you know, with Nipsey passing, how did that like strengthen your boxing game? But before we get into that, I want to ask Justin, how did Justin get into boxing?
Man, so what's crazy is like I was always in the, fighting.
Yeah.
So I was always into that. But I started off football.
Yeah.
But from, like I said, like LA it just teach you how to be tough. So like starting off at Crenshaw, it was like, they gonna pick on you. We was bad little kids. They're gonna try to, so you gotta make sure that, like, I'm not gonna be put in no position to be picked on.
Yeah.
So, I've always like established that in every stage of my life.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't until I was introduced to Said through my boy Jay Wash. And Said, honestly, I could say he changed my life. Like I could honestly say that. Honestly, so it was Jay Wash and my brother Nico. We went to the gym one time, and I put on those gloves. It was during COVID area. I put on the gloves, and that was it. So we ended up going to Sad spot. So it was COVID, so a lot of stuff was shut down. So we was in Compton. That's where Sad lived. We was in Compton, just in the back, practicing, practicing, sparring, all type of stuff, just starting off, And I always knew like, dang, I really love boxing, or I really have a strong interest in it. But I didn't think that I was gonna compete. I didn't think that was something that would be like just possible. I just wanted to like walk around and make sure, like, look, don't none of y'all try me because I'm gonna whoop y'all.
Yeah.
But like as I continue to go, I just like fell in love with the process and the grind and all the life lessons that come with boxing. And that's when it's like, okay, and match that, like I have the ability to compete. Like, I can compete. So it's like, okay, let's do it. Like, let's dream big. Let's do it. And but Said is another person that he gets you to believe in yourself. Like once somebody can inspire you like that deeply, it's like your life will change forever. It's nothing that like that's out here, any obstacle challenge that I don't like, that I think would be too much. And that's something that Said instilled in all of us.
And that's somebody that will always be in your corner. You see what I'm saying? Like that'll always like inside the ring, outside the ring. And I just saw Creed last Friday, so I always try to say like, Creed. As you remind, you said like it's totally equivalent to Creed's fighter. I mean Creed's Creed's trainer.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, and it's so much similarities like with the story that you're telling me. You see what I'm saying? And God bless for you to have somebody like that. Absolutely. Because not only like it's so many like older men that'll just allow you to crash out, but no, he took you from this situation, showed you how to, you feel what I'm saying, like control it. You feel what I'm saying? Being able to use it when you need to use it. You feel what I'm saying? And being able to have some type of life lesson coming from it. So man, shouts out to Said. You see what I'm saying? So
shout out to Said.
When did you know? Like, what made you just sat down and just say like, all right, you know what? I feel like I could compete in boxing. Like I could do this. Like what first thought came in your mind and was just like, I'm ready to step in the ring against somebody. No matter if it's sparring or if I'm actually like going against them. Like, you feel me? Yeah. So what It's like when did you wake up and you notice like, all right, I'm ready?
Okay, so man, that's a great question. So said he's a trainer, right? So out here, I was out here training people, to get money and stuff like that. And so what happens when you train somebody? It's like you're not only teaching them, but you're teaching yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like all the steps, like the basic steps. I'm learning, like I'm getting better myself. And so I'm training, working hard. And Emperor, shout out to Imp. He he seen one of my videos, and basically he was telling me like his uncle was a boxer, a champion in Australia, all stuff like this. Spar versus many of the top guys that that are enormous in the boxing world.
Yeah.
Tremendous. So he sent that video over to his uncle. His uncle, me and his uncle got in touch up in Decatur. And so I took the drive down there. We hit the midst. He said, basically like, man, you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
So the next week I go in there. We had a different location. Now we in the ring. He said, we're going to spar.
Yeah.
So I spar versus his southpaw. And I did well, like very well. And that was like my first time ever sparring. He had, he got some fights. And after then, it was like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
And the most important thing though, it was definitely God. I think like when you know what you're looking for, God start putting the pieces in place for you to get it. And it's gonna come with stages, and it's gonna come with losses, challenges. It's gonna come with some stuff.
Yeah.
But you at that next level.
Yeah.
He put that in there just so then he just wants you to want to show you like, yeah, you strong enough to do it, but not without me.
Yeah. Facts. So like, all right, boom, you done came to ski, you done started doing Always Chasing. Matter of fact, how did Always Chasing come about?
Ticket chasers. So
okay.
Our motto, always chasing against all odds. Shout out to my brothers, Nico and Marv. Man, so that was it. So Always Chasing, it started off originally, we used to be, originally we was a MTF, which is Meal Ticket Family, right?
Okay.
But just life happens. And so we moved on from that, and we've established. We decided to start something from the ground up with a foundation. We always compare it to like planting. So we plant a seed, right? We nurture that seed, and eventually, like it's gonna grow into like the trunk. You know what I'm saying? The roots is gonna be, it's gonna grow into that trunk, and most importantly, that's just the foundation. So we started off a foundation.
Yeah.
And what comes with a tree, the branches, the seasons. So limbs, they come, they fall off. Sometimes we blossom, but they fall off. But no matter what falls off or what storm comes, our foundation is so strong that nothing can break it.
Facts.
So Always Chasing was an extension of that tree. That was just another seed planted. And so it was turning Always Chasing fitness, which later turned on Always Chasing boxing as I continue to grow in boxing.
To look at it. Yeah, because it really caught my eye. Like when I was just scrolling through one day and I seen it. Like something just told me to jump on the to ski, group me. And I was just like, you know what? Like I was always saying, like, I want to work out, but I want to do it with somebody like where I'm actually like seeing some type of progress, some type of progression, some type of having some type of discipline, being able to learn something from somebody. So boxing was it. Like once you dropped in the chat, I was just all the way in. You see what I'm saying? Like it took me a little while to open up though. Don't always think I'm just the party guy, people. I'm really like quiet in real life.
Nah, for real.
You feel me? So like, and I think that's just with me. Like it take me a long time to really open up with people. Like, but the consistency, like I think the consistency opened me up. The like you just being disciplined, you just having that energy. So that energy all like rubbed off on me, and to this very day it still rubs off on me. So I just want to thank you for that, bro. You feel me, for allowing me to be a part of the Always Chasing family and stuff like that. You feel me? It's not only about the being able to protect myself, knowing different things like outside of the gym, but being able to have the discipline, being able to have the focus, being able to have the conversation, being able to play chess. I think that's most important. A lot of people don't know how to play chess. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, do you play chess on your spare time?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So look, hold on. First, bro, I appreciate you
Okay.
for, you feel me, for locking in. Like, this is deeper than fitness. Is I don't even call y'all like I don't even call myself like a real like trainer. Like, once you lock in with me, we just family. Like, you know, it's family. And so I definitely, without you guys being with me, like, the process of me getting to where I'm going would be much more harder. Like, it's, you guys like help me with this every day. Like, you know, I'm helping you guys as well. But like, ultimately, it's like y'all are shaping me. Whenever I go to spar, I'm doing the same stuff. I'm practicing with y'all.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll tell y'all a story about Reek when he first got here. Yeah, he was real quiet. Like, he didn't say nothing. And you know, he did the work. And so I'll be asking him like, you did, cause I ain't gonna lie. So we do be doing some crazy stuff. I might tell you do like 500 push-ups.
Yeah.
I'll be like, and then we boxing in the middle. And so like, I'm asking like, you did your push-up? He like, yeah. You know, he just nodded. Like, I'm like, yeah, 500 push-up. But you feel me? That was like the first week. It was tough, right?
Yeah.
It's always tough every day. And so honestly though, I didn't know how serious that he was at first. So, you know, but one day it was raining. It was cold too. It was raining. And you know, around 6:30, I heard a knock at my door. And cause usually, you know, like I might pick him up, but it was raining. I heard the knock at my door.
Yeah.
I open it, it's him. I'm like, he walked in the rain, in the cold and rain, to come and work out. And that showed me everything I needed to know about his character. And it was like, that's tremendous. Like, that meant a lot. It was like, it's like, I look at him like a brother. Like, that's some real shit. Like, you know. So from there, we just took off. Like, y'all gotta check my boy. Oh yeah, man. So this where it's at, man. We in them trenches where a lot of people real scared to go. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing to play with right here. So right here, I like to put along the walls of everybody that you see on my wall is a fighter. As you can see, I got Mike Tyson, Ali, Conor Ben, but somebody that stand out, I got Malcolm X, Nelson Mandela, more Malcolm X. And I chose these people because, yeah, they fighters not in the ring, but they life fighters, you know, and within fights you learn a lot of lessons. So I like to take on that mentality. So on this board, I usually, you know, I might put like the workout, some, you know, occasionally, but mainly it'd be like quotes. And it'd be different quotes, but this was the quote that got me through this week. And really, I just want everybody to repeat that quote whenever you see this. It's basically, if there's anybody that can pull this off, it's you. You know, we built for it. Everybody, you know, worldwide, you know, they can say that. But you guys know, you've been in my gym. You know what I'm saying? The mental toughness that you gotta have. So I just say that to say, whatever life throw at you, deaths, I already told you, the challenges, whatever, betrayal, you'll be able to pull it off and make it look like it was just a part of the plan. So, you know, keep God first though, most definitely. But we always chasing though, man.
Man, bro, man, I appreciate that, bro. You know, like, you know, just coming into the always chasing family, you know, that shit made me really feel, it really made me feel like, it made y'all feel like family. You feel what I'm saying? Because coming from where I come from, I don't really like put my trust into a lot of people. I don't really like hanging around. I don't really like hanging around too many people simply because, you know, like circumstances going on in my past. So it's just like, it's really hard for me to open up. So, but I appreciate y'all for allowing me to come in, like welcoming me with open arms and stuff like that. So, man, bro, you know, I really appreciate you if we really want to be like technical. You feel me? So that, I think that meant like the most to me. So I want to say, like, you know, your favorite boxers: Tank, Boots,
Yeah.
Iron Mike, Muhammad. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, watching all these great fighters, like, what's something that you take from them that you implement into your boxing style or your everyday boxing lifestyle?
Oh man, so that's a great question. It's like with boxing is what you doing is like everything could always be better, especially at the stage that I'm at right now. Like especially like, you know, I'm just getting started, so everything can be better. So you know, right now, like for a while, I was kind of, when I first got started, it was all I was watching was Mike Tyson. So I'm here, boom, 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 like the whole way, like everything. And so as I, matured into it, I decided I wanted to take pieces of Mike Tyson, pieces, like Boots, this other dude, Shoo, Tank, pieces of all of them, and combine it to form my style. And so I got a customer kind of fighting on the outside a little bit, but I want to be able to trigger that dog to where I can fight on the inside, real technical, tight, and very smooth as well. So and being explosive, like I'm studying guys like Tank to see how he fights in the pocket, his explosion, like the combinations that he's throwing, and things like that. And that also that transcends into my workouts too, because of course in boxing you gotta have endurance, so you could run 10 miles, but you gotta have that explosion. You gotta be able to sprint. So now I gotta get back on my lifting, kind of lightweights, just explosive workouts. So then when I'm in the pocket and I'm throwing my uppercuts to the body and throwing my hooks and stuff like that, they can come from a bad place. And that's what I want. That I want. So boxing, I would say, ultimately is 90% mental, 10% physical, but that 10% physical as fuck. Like for real.
Very physical. Very physical. But you still gotta have that 9% mental. It's like you still gotta play chess.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because even when we spar and I just be like, I'm trying to play chess, I'm playing chess with you, and it's just like, damn, this man know exactly what I'm finna throw. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even get a chance to throw it. He already throwing it. So it's just like, damn, you feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, damn, this man already done beat me to the punch. So I think you always have to be like 10 steps ahead of the person, just in case. You understand what I'm saying? Because once you 10 steps ahead, you throw off their game plan. They don't have no other game plan to fall back on. And that's what I realized when it came down to boxing. Once you throw off somebody's game plan, you might as well just end the fight right now.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, and that's so true. And on the same like token, great fighters always find a way to adapt. So it's like somebody might break your first game plan, right? And so now, like you said, some fighters, they might as well end the fight now because they can never figure out their opponent. They can't figure out a strategy. But those great fighters, and we're gonna talk about the great fighters because that's what I want to be. I want to make sure I'm a great fighter. So we only worry about the great fighters, the ones that can adapt. Like boxing is like is life. Like it just teaches you. It doesn't really prepare you all the way. It just throws something hard in front of you, and that thing could take you out. It could come death, addiction, heartbreaks, betrayal, stuff like that. And it's like, okay, you could crumble up and die because that's that just wasn't part of your game plan, or you could figure out a way to get back right. And once you figure that out, you'll be way stronger. And so that's the same approach that I look at to boxing. No matter who my opponent is, okay, you might get me today, but I'm gonna be back with you.
I'm coming back to
next week. When I'm gonna be back with you.
That's all, and I think that's what it's about. Like you may win the fight, but you'll never win the war. So I'm gonna keep stepping. I'm gonna keep. You feel what I'm saying? Being persistent. I'm gonna keep aggravating. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Just until you break, because just because you beat me, that's me going back to the lab, going back to the drawing board, being able like pinpointing what I did wrong, and being able to take those mistakes and to better it. And like every time I mess up, every time I get in the ring with you and I mess up, you feel me? I always try to come back and find ways to, you understand what I'm saying? It's pretty much like iron sharpening iron. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. Shit, pressure bust pipes. Everybody can't hang.
Exactly.
You feel me? So, man, bro, like a lot of life lessons you don't learn within boxing. A lot of life lessons you don't learn from being in LA. You feel me? A lot of life lessons you don't learn from just being able to witness greatness, Nipsey Hussle. You feel what I'm saying? So I just want to ask Justin, what's your boxing Mount Rushmore? Who's on your Mount Rushmore of boxing?
So I'm not. I won't see me. I'm not gonna sit in front like I'm gonna just. Boxing is so many great fighters that like I haven't had the time to sit and study each great fighter. So the fighters that I'm watching, though, I watch them a lot. So of course, so I kind of like to embody them kind of based off of me. So the things that I could take. So it'll definitely like my number one for sure is Mike Tyson. You look at him in his prime, like people think that he's just an aggressive fighter, like come straight forward at you.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, he's real technical.
Yeah,
His footwork and angles, he's very smart. Like he wins the mental battle over everything. So I definitely say Mike Tyson. Looking at, I'm watching his amateur fights right now.
Yeah.
And things like that. Mike Tyson for sure. It'd definitely have to be Tank, like definitely, and that's because the fighters who I'm with right now, it's definitely a big shout out to them. A shout out to Biggs, Xavier Biggs, for just taking me in like on like real life.
Yeah.
I definitely that also changed my life as well. Like that to have a family that I could go to out there in the boxing world is tremendous to me. So like I'm forever thankful to God for that. Shout out to Jamel, like that's my boy. Like we just starting to get real locked in. Like shout out to E. I just met him not too long ago. He's tough too. That's why I sparred. And all the trainers, Coach Taylor, all of the trainers that's in there. Just I'm very thankful to Decatur Boxing Club, Human Weapon Factory. But okay, my bad. But so boom. But Tank, and basically they Tank people. Nobody's seen Tank at his best.
Nah.
Like is hasn't been a fighter that could take him there. So like that's why I think he's so dangerous because of course like the knockout, but how smart he is too.
Yeah.
This not. I wouldn't say this is in order, but Mayweather, of course, like you gotta respect Mayweather, undefeated. He is the definition of I know how to adapt to whatever.
Yeah.
And I love Boots. Like Boots, that's my guy.
Yeah, Boots out of dangerous, boy.
Man, Boots, man. He that's why I'm studying as well. How many people in Mount Rushmore?
I think like 5.
All right, we on 4 then.
Okay.
And so my last there's so many great ones.
You get an honorable mention though. You get an honorable mention.
Shakur Stevenson.
Okay.
Shushu Carrington. Those guys is like that's what I'm watching. They are sharp, very sharp. I'm definitely learning from them, and they're I guess as far as experience wise, they're veterans, stuff like that. But they're considered by age like young fighters, and I consider myself a young fighter. So like I like to learn with their with their learning and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. That's a hell of a list.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a list.
Yeah.
So, one last question before we get out of here, because I know you gotta run. I gotta run. I gotta go get some rest. You feel me? So, what's next for Justin?
Honestly, this week taught me that I'm not in control.
Okay.
Like, it's God. Like I think God, He'll give you success. He'll give you success. And then it's like where you start kind of thinking that you could take it into your own hands.
Yeah.
Like the problems that come, like I know I could solve. I could talk through this. I could smile my way through this, or I could thug out it through this.
Yeah.
And until you can't. Until he basically he stretches you from everything inside out. He strips you of it. So now you can't do nothing. So but trust him and pray. And pray he forgive you. That's what this week taught me. So I would like to say I'm gonna finish school, continue my boxing career. That's the plan. But most importantly is to make sure I keep God first and my family. Like that's the number 2. Like it's family because man, especially like it's without them, it's nothing. You think you got friends and stuff like that got your back, whatever. But okay, wait till life take something from you to where you can't you not available no more.
Exactly.
And then that's when
you'll determine you'll determine who's really in your corner.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
mom, grand, dad, family.
Exactly.
So that's what's important. It's family. Boxing, and I love boxing, and I just want to continue to just perfect it and just work and see where it takes me. But that's the big thing. I really just want to rely on faith, and from faith, it's gonna come the game plan, the strategy, and then the results.
Facts. That's well said, my boy. That's well said. Man, I appreciate you
Most
chopping it
definitely.
up with me.
Most definitely.
Man, y'all heard it, people. Man, follow my boy. Tell the people where they can follow you at,
Oh
man.
yeah, man. So you can follow. So I got 2 pages. You can follow my I guess my everyday page. Kind of similar to the same thing, really. But if you want to see like a little bit more like personal life for me, like in a way, you can follow me on Instagram. It's Truth, like THAYTC. So you can follow me right there on Instagram. And you know we'll type it out or whatever. And then also my business page is always Chasing Boxing. Book you a session. Come check out the videos. I'll be posting more on it. And then of course, ticket chases. Come get fly, get your gear. Come see new content. My brother just dropped the album, and my Nico, he just dropped the album called Anaya. Also, Mar, he dropping stuff like crazy right now. So, oh yeah, most definitely. I couldn't get out of here without definitely shouting out to my big bro, Tip, out there at Beastie in Manhattan Beach. Really a big brother, a mentor, somebody that could sit down with you. Not well, all of these guys said not just about boxing. You could talk to him about life because chances are he did it. You know, he been through the obstacles that I'm going through, or he the same things that I've seen, magnified even. So I definitely always respect his opinion and value whatever he got to say to me. Shout out to GP, shout out to Joseph, shout out to Moon, all those guys, Beastie. Definitely always just sharpening my mind inside the ring and outside of the ring. And you know, I gotta shout out my son Chasing Faith. That's my boy.
Chase.
Yeah, man. You know, that's my boy. He with me through it all, good and bad. So, yeah.
You feel me? You heard it here. It's your boy Reek. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, and comment. Man, I'm about to take it out. There we go.